Welcome to Sessions with Sonia, and I'm your host, Sonia. Thank you for tuning in for episode 5, where we talk about the therapy chair and how barbers heal the hood. Our guest today is a young man who is very special here from Houston, and he is the owner of Mean Cuts Barbershop. Guys, he does it all. He also is ordained minister, and he also owns a power washing business. Guys, he's a positive young man in the community, and he's here to tell us how, even though he's a barber, he find himself encouraging our men, because we know one thing, a lot of black men don't like to go to therapy. And let's just be honest, a lot of times the barbershop is their first line of therapy. So help me welcome my guest today, Mr. Melvin Brahms, better known as Mel. Come on in, Mel. How are you doing? Thank you so much. Have a seat. Yes, thank you for joining us on Sessions
Wonderful.
with
Thank you.
Sonia.
Thank you.
How are you today?
Doing all right. How you doing today? Doing well.
Great,
Doing well.
doing
Doing
great.
well.
So, first off, thank you for taking this opportunity to come on Sessions with Sonia. As you know, I am a therapist, and men don't really like to go to therapy.
No, not at all.
They don't like
Not
to
at
go
all.
to therapy. It has a really negative stigma to it. However, I know from hearing stories and from talking to you in the past that you do a lot in the community, and you have a lot of people who come into your barbershop and they don't leave the same.
Right.
They don't leave the
Yeah,
same.
you gotta put a little touch on them.
Yes,
Gotta put a little
yes.
touch on them.
You are a licensed ordained minister, meaning that you are a man of faith.
Yes.
So I love that. So not only are you cutting hair, you're also instilling in them and helping to increase their faith, which another thing about, I'm just going to say it, guys. Hey, y'all might come in some negative, but hey, I'm just going to keep it 100. A lot of men don't like to go to church. A lot of men
No,
don't
they
like to
don't.
go to church. They don't understand
don't.
how important faith is. They don't understand how important therapy is. They don't understand how important their mental health is. Today we want to hear from you, and I just really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me.
Yeah,
I
so
appreciate you having me.
let's talk about. I know you told me you've been cutting hair since you were 14 years old. Tell me what
Correct.
started you to cutting hair.
Just being around it. You know, like my dad was a barber. I never really went to a barber shop. I could probably count on one hand how many times I've been to a barber shop. And you know, growing up, my father always cut my hair. My mom always cut my hair.
Okay.
And then you know, as you get older, necessities change. So I'm tired of waiting on mom and dad to give me a haircut. So I started cutting my own stuff, and I call,
Yes.
hey mom, come to the restroom. You know, can you fix my back or
Yes.
fix whatever? And then eventually she's like, hey, nothing else needs to be done. It looks pretty good. And then-
However, you switched from cutting hair starting at 14 to you were in school to be a graphic designer?
yeah, I went to Sam Houston State. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your life dream. You know, I thought I was going to be a website builder. I thought I was going to have the best, you know, graphics, the best,
Wow.
the biggest company. I wanted to be on billboards. I want
Yes.
to be honest, I wanted to work on animated movies like Toy Story and things like that.
Wow, okay.
You know, and by the time technology changes, you go to school for graphic design, and then they come out with something called apps. So I'm like, I don't know how to develop an app at all. I'm not an app developer. I know how to build
Yes.
a mean website. So, you know, I worked in corporate America like
Yes.
10 years off of that, and
What made you walk away?
just feeling resentful. Like I was feeling unfulfilled at what I was doing.
Okay.
Like we would do a lot of events, excuse me, a lot of philanthropy events, and I would just feel unfulfilled. Like we would go do community service, or you know, go do this for the kids, or do this at a school or a toy drive, and I wouldn't get any of that credit for the work that I did. It would go to headquarters, or you know, to the big name outside of the building. That's where all the credit was going. So, you know, I was having a rough day at work, and you know, some older gentleman that I kind of looked up to at the time, he called me to the side and he just told me, he said, man, you know, he asked me how much money I drove for the store and how much money I made for myself. And then he just, you know, kind of put in perspective, like,
Wow.
it's just like, you're still young. You got time, man. Like, if you got
Okay.
something else in mind you want to do, give it a shot.
Okay, and you did.
Yeah, one of my roommates at the time, he told me, he said, man, why don't you just go cut hair? You're already good at it. Like,
Okay.
take it for real. Stop playing around.
Wow.
You
So
know?
you start cutting hair.
Yeah, I sure
Okay,
did. I
okay.
took it for real.
Okay.
I did. I had to. And
So starting out, you were cutting where?
I was cutting at like people's house, like doing mobile barbering and things of that nature, right?
Yes.
Like just because I'm young, I'm unlicensed and things like
Yes,
that.
yes.
And being that I had a 9 to 5, I could kind of get away with it.
Okay.
And my aunt, she's been a cosmetologist for over 30 years. And she told me, she said, hey, if you go to barber school and take it for real, you could live with me.
Wow.
You could live
And
with
it's
me.
amazing because you found the courage to leave comfort for what you were truly called to do.
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. I wanted to get something that if I wanted to give back to the community or something like that, it come from in here, not because we're obligated to go,
Right.
do so many hours or do so many events per year or whatever it is. So, but we do our best with that in the community. So
Okay.
we try to
So
hook
tell
up.
us, when was Mean Cut's birth? Tell me about that.
Mean Cut's birth actually started in 2015,
Okay.
under different ownership. And then me and my business partner, we took it over, I believe, like 2017, 2018.
That is awesome.
So that building, we've been in that building about 10 years total. So
that is so amazing.
yeah, and that's just, like I say, hard work, discipline, dedication, to the craft. Like if I'm gonna walk away from my, career already, I got to make it worth my while. So the same amount of effort I was putting in for a corporation, I do more than that for myself now.
Yeah. And you're still doing graphic design just in people's head now, right?
That's it. That's it. It's about having the ability to create, and
right.
like something that I could get self-satisfaction from.
Yes,
Like I
yes.
didn't get self-satisfaction from a lot of things. So
Yes.
a lot of times you're helping other people live out their dream. And when you do things for yourself, you kind of get a different level of, I'm satisfied. Like that haircut looks good, or I like
Yes.
that design. Or if another barber or somebody else from the community comes and say, man, that look like Mel cut your hair.
And actually, your barbershop has become a cornerstone in your community.
Yes, we
Yeah,
do.
Like
We
a
do.
lot of people look up to you guys. You give back. I remember talking with you a few years ago when I first launched my business, and you were just so eager to give free haircuts. Which, guys, stay tuned. We're gonna be doing that this summer.
We got that coming.
So yes.
Yeah.
Tell me, as far as you have a young man or older man come sit in your chair and they're not having a good day. Tell me what does that look like? Tell me, how have you how do you gauge that conversation?
I mean, once you've been doing it for so long, you kind of feel people's energy. You can kind of feel the tension or feel their vibe. Like, because we see these people on a
Also been a man of faith.
man of faith as well, yes. But you can still pick up on that. And a lot of these people, they don't know they have problems. They don't have weight on them until they sit down, and then that's when it'll spill out, and that's when it'll seep over, and it'll be, they might not be their self. They might not be talkative, or they might, it's just something about them will be a little bit off because you do see them every 2 weeks.
Sometimes people come in with weight and they don't realize that they have the weight on them.
Yes.
But you see it.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah.
We can feel it too. You can see it and you feel it. Like barbering is real. Like, because you're actually on a deeper level. You're actually touching people like physically, and you're picking up vibes and energy from them. So it's like energy to feed off.
Are you able to share a story? I get, of course, leave out names, but are you able to share a story, like someone who you know?
For
came
sure. Like one of my
in
good clients, he comes in. He probably comes in like every 2 weeks, and he's a pretty jovial guy. So he comes in. He wants to have fun and things of that nature. And then one day he comes in and his vibe's just off. And I couldn't really put my, normally my senses are pretty good. I really couldn't put my thing on it. And I just, I asked him, I said, man, what's going on? He said, man, like I had a relative that was real close to me pass away. That's why he didn't care that day. He didn't care about the Rockets. He didn't care about the Texans. He didn't care about, none of his teams or nothing that we were talking about, no music or anything like that. So, and it's one of those things where he's like, man, I haven't really talked to nobody. I haven't told nobody. And it turns out like a 30-minute haircut ended up being almost 2 hours, because he's talking.
A therapy session.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it turned into, a therapy session.
Yes.
And so it's things like that. People come in with, stress from work, stress from life, family stuff. It could be, things with their wife, their kids. It could be,
So
I
you
just
find
bought
yourself
something
like
new.
encouraging them, and have you ever had to pray with anybody, or like just say, man, listen?
Yeah,
just
we had
give
like,
me a second?
anytime people want something, we're pretty open to things like that. So anytime people want to have some fellowship or some brotherhood type activities go on, like we're pretty open to that. So yeah, that's nothing that's a stranger to us. But it depends on the comfort level for that person. Because as a barber, we deal with people from all walks of life, all backgrounds. So we heard all the stories about, the biggest kingpins to the
I can only imagine.
the super negative in the bank, and
Yes,
so we
I
heard,
can
we
only
hear all the
imagine.
crazy stuff. So it's just one of those things that standing behind the chair, you just open up to people, like you become a vault for people because they know you're like. I'm not gonna go tell. I don't even know the people you know. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
They feel comfortable
exactly,
telling you,
yeah.
knowing that we're not gonna go
No,
tell anybody
like
else.
seriously, some of the men who I have found myself who have come to therapy, I would ask them, "Have you ever had therapy?" No, man, I just talk to my barber, man. My barber cool in the fan,
Yeah.
and they're telling me
See, it's a
about
trick
that.
that we do. It's a
Yeah.
trick that we do. And it's a simple trick. When you come in there, if you're getting a haircut, how's your day going?
Yes,
And then you're gonna
yes.
give me a false
You're
answer.
meeting them where they are.
Yeah, and then
Yes,
and then next thing you know, they're
yes,
gonna figure out they're not upset with you, and they're gonna tell you why they're upset with the world or whatever. And then there it is.
yes,
And every time you say a sentence or whatever, I cut a little bit of
yes,
hair down. I do a
yes,
little line here, a little.
yes,
By the time you're done, you're gonna melt all that stress away.
yes.
It's like a workout for your haircut. You know what I'm saying?
But let me make this statement, guys, to my audience. I am a licensed clinical social worker, and in no way am I promoting that Mr. Melvin, as a barber, is a therapist, or someone should not go to therapy and to go see a barber instead. We are basically pretty much just highlighting the fact that a lot of black men, as well as probably men from other races and culture, instead of going to therapy, they're not comfortable talking to a stranger.
Yes.
So here you are, you've been cutting these people's hair 2-3 times a month.
Yes.
They come in,
Hopefully.
they know you. Yeah,
Yeah.
they know you, and they feel comfortable talking to you.
Yes.
Like you say, you feel their energy, they feel your energy. You feel their energy, and they're able to talk to you.
Yeah, you really become friends with them. And that's what
Absolutely.
people don't realize. That, like,
Absolutely.
especially from a man's point of view, the older you get, the less quote unquote friends you have.
Yes.
So your barber kind of becomes your buddy, because
Yes.
if you come see me every 2 weeks or once a month or once a week,
Yes.
we're gonna keep up on each other. Like I have
The therapy room.
the therapy room. Like I have a fantasy
Yes.
football league that I invite my clients to play. We've been
Awesome.
playing 3 or 4 years, so I just try to
Okay.
do things to keep people involved, and because you never know, you know what I mean? Like just that contact with somebody might help them out. Just to have that kind of group of people that we can play these type of games with. I don't have friends I could do, fantasy football with, or I
Yeah.
could talk sports this way with in this environment. So
Okay.
yeah.
Now here's a question for you: how do you balance being a barber, being a husband, being a father, being a minister,
Yeah.
and just take off all the titles, being male?
That's it.
Tell me what are you? Do you have a therapist? What do you? Are you talking to your? You cut your own hair.
I do cut my own
What
hair.
do you do? How do you balance that?
Just staying grounded. I have 2 daughters at home, and they pretty much keep me grounded. No matter what happens at the barber shop or what happens in my day, it's not their fault. I can't take it out on them. So just staying grounded and staying by my family. I like to travel a lot.
Okay.
Like, yeah,
So that's your outlet.
yeah, that's definitely my outlet. And
Okay.
then other than that, just like decompressing. Like sometimes when I go home, I don't listen to music. I just, crack my window or my sunroof or whatever and just listen to nothing for 30, 40 minutes on the way home, or just that time to yourself to kind of unwind and decompress, isolate a little bit from the world. So when I get home, I can be dad and I can put a
Okay.
different hat on. So when I walk through the door.
Is there a time where you've had to talk to somebody though? Like, let's just, that's a lot.
Yeah, it is. And it is. Like I said, and I don't want to get too deep, but it is. People come in there, because after you have a first initial conversation
to
with
get
somebody, you'll have that first initial conversation, and then they'll come
Yeah.
back with a follow-up. Man, guess what such and such? Guess what the follow-up to the previous story was? And then, it goes from there. Now you're a part of it. You're part of the journey. Now you're giving advice, and now you're being a shoulder to lean on. Now you're being the big brother. Now you're being the friend.
Now they
you're
might
being
have to text you after they leave the barbershop.
That's it. And now
lot.
we're friends. And it's like, hey, did we just become best friends? Did we just bond over this? You know what I'm saying? But after that's over, most likely after that, they're gonna bring you family members, they're gonna bring you kids, they're gonna bring you neighbors. It spreads from there, because a lot of times as a barber, all you have is who you are as a person. So all you can do is sell yourself to the community, and hopefully they like it, like what you do for them and the things that you provide for them. So
Have you ever had to refer somebody to therapy? Have you ever had to encourage, like, man, you need to talk to somebody, or you just,
Yeah, and a lot of and to be honest, a lot of what I see when I refer, I don't have a particular person. I just refer them to the service. Now I do have a particular person.
Yes, yes.
But a lot of it I see with a lot of the younger men of color. So it's like they might not get the love at home. You know what I mean? And like one of my clients, he administrator, and he says kids that come to school loved are ready to learn. Kids that aren't loved at home come to school to be loved.
Wow.
Say
Say it again. That's powerful.
yeah, kids that are loved at home come to school to learn. kids that aren't loved at home come to school to be loved. You know, so I see that with a lot of the guys, middle school, high school, they just a little bit rebellious, a little bit, at a crossroads, or thinking, that it's worse than what it really is. But I'm just here to let them know, like, I'm somebody who looks like you. I came from a similar environment. Like, you could do whatever, and it's not over. You can do
That's
whatever, and it's not
powerful.
over. Yeah.
And so inspiring and encouraging.
Yeah, we just try to be a place of love. So if you don't get that love, just come. You know what I
Come
mean?
to the
Yeah,
barbershop.
that's
Come to the
it.
therapy room.
Yeah, if you can fit in with us, you could pretty much fit in anywhere.
I love it.
So yeah, it's
Okay.
wonderful. It's a wonderful feeling to be able to touch people, especially on a like an emotional, spiritual level, where they can confide in you and have that type of brotherhood with you. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that. Now, as you know, our country, as well as our city, is facing a lot of poverty and lack right now, especially with the government shutdown. And in a lot of our impoverished areas, whether it be black community or communities of other culture, lack has no color,
it
no
does.
race, okay?
You're right.
Let me first say that. But what are you doing for the community? Like, are you doing anything for the community?
Yes, we do. We actually do, like, every like the end of July, we'll do a back to school drive where we give out
Okay.
free backpacks. We've done backpacks, bikes, free food, free DJ, bouncy house for the kids, music. We've done, folder stuff like that. We do
Okay.
the toy drive at Christmas for kids that aren't getting toys, almost like a,
Have you ever had
makeshift
anybody
type of
reach
vibe.
out to you? I need Little Rascal's haircut, but I
Yeah.
don't have any money. Like,
Yes, yeah, we get that too. We get that too, and that's
especially
just,
now. Have you experienced that here lately?
yeah, we have experienced that with the kids. It's just you could tell that their environment is changing at home. They might not be able to say it directly, but we can see that because we'll have them a
Like
little
the
bit.
1st of November, you have like a lot of parents are not getting the SNAP benefits, and it's a lot going on.
Yes, it is, and like I said,
Thanksgiving.
we can't give out 1,000 free haircuts a day, but we do what we can, like what we fill in the blanks as needed. You know what I'm saying? Like, 'cause some of those cases are really extreme, and some of those people really need that type of service or that type of care for them, because they might not, like I say, they might not have that or might not come from that. So we try to provide what we can without hurting ourselves too much, but we do what we can. So.
I know you said that you didn't want to go too deep, but I just would like for you just to share a little deeper about, like you said,
No, it's all
Lord,
right. No, ain't no problem.
What kind of conversations do go beyond getting a haircut? Like, because, I know from experience, my husband, he'll go in the barbershop and get a haircut, and he might come home and mention, like, man, so I overheard such and such saying this, or, even the relationship he has with his barber. What are the kinds of conversation that goes above cutting hair?
Like, on a deeper level, some of the deeper conversations I've had with clients in the past where, it could be marital issues. They don't know if they want to be with one woman, two women, five women. They don't know if they should cheat, should not cheat. Should I crash out? Like, this person hurt me.
Wow.
You know what I
So
mean?
you have a lot in your hands.
Yeah, we have influence on people. It'd be
Oh,
real easy to tell
wow.
somebody, oh, go do something stupid and risk your life. But typically we're there to
Wow.
kind of talk you off the ledge, just because we know that those problems get deep. And barbershop's kind of one of those places where if you come in and everybody puts their problems on the floor, I guarantee you'll pick yours back up, because you'll see what other people really are going to, and your problems really aren't that big. Like, nothing's really that impossible. So,
Right.
But it's like, some people come in there and they're just at a crossroads and they just want an outside opinion on what to do. And I just try to do what I can to give them the best advice I can.
That's amazing.
Yeah, I don't tell people to crash out. I don't tell people to do nothing stupid. I don't tell people to risk your life or your freedom.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Most of the time it's turn the other cheek, or,
Yeah. Yes.
the night's always darkest before the sun comes up. So you're just going through
I love that.
a bad
Wow.
time right now. It'll be
Okay.
better. It'll get greater later. So
And what's amazing, you're not just cutting hair, you are truly changing lives.
yes, and we're talking some of these guys off the ledge, So
Wow.
if it's females out there and your man comes to me, I probably told him not to do nothing crazy behind your back. You know what I'm
Y'all
saying?
better
Yeah,
listen.
I'm trying to hook you
Everybody
up.
send your husband, your sons,
Yeah.
everybody send your boo thing to Mean
Yeah,
Cuts
that's it.
Barbershop.
Come on. Yeah, and it's just one of those things too. And I didn't even realize I was doing this until I had a high school student, and his mom came back and invited me to his graduation party.
Oh, wow.
And he didn't know.
Wow.
And so, but she told me, she said, I just want to invite you because of how highly my son comes home and speaks of you.
Wow.
Like, that you not influencing them to do crazy stuff, and you're telling them
How
this
does
and
that
telling
make you
them
feel?
that.
You got all these people in the community.
Yeah, it
They
warms
look
me
up
up.
to you, man.
It warms me up. I'm a tough barber, but on the inside, it's like, warm, teddy, fuzzy feelings and stuff. You know what I'm saying? But
Yes.
it does make you feel good. But that's why I got into barbering, like for the kind of like the philanthropy of it, so I can get credit for
Okay.
things like that. You know what I'm saying? And we can come together as a community and give back and know exactly where it's coming from and who it's going to versus, just doing something and hopefully it goes up the chain and gets donated to where it's supposed
I
to
know
go.
you told me you're getting ready for a tour drive. And
Yes, ma'am.
Our nonprofit, Find Your Destiny Incorporated, definitely wants to partner with you.
I'm all right
for
with
this
that.
tour drive.
That's what I'm
and
talking
we want to
about.
see these little smiles on these children's face. Now, during our interview, you said something to me, and it really touched me. You said sometimes you'll let the kids sweep up for a few dollars.
For sure.
Tell me, why do you do that? And what change have you seen in you doing that, and how often you do that? Let's
Right.
talk about that.
First of all, let me shout out my what I call them my CEOs of janitorial and custodial services for me, because you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
But they're only like 10 years old, 12 years old.
love
So
it.
yeah, but it's
love
like
it.
when they get out of school, they go home, check in with their parents, whatnot, do their homework, whatnot, and come back to the barbershop, and then that way they can, if we need help with the trash or sweeping the floor, they might be just running errands for us. Go give me a plate of food from the store. Go give me a drink or whatever. They just do what they can to help us out, and they know that we'll look out for them in return. And one thing I always do is just ask them why you're doing it. Like, just know why you're working. Like, do you want, and just tell me, just be honest.
Especially in today's time, these children are robbing at 10 years old.
Yeah, and so sometimes they'll tell me, hey, I want shoes. I have one kid, he's like, hey, I want to go to the other line at lunch. I like them hot Takis and them hot chips. You know what I mean? So he'll sweep
Don't
up.
these kids love some hot chips and Takis?
They do.
Oh my God.
They do, man. And I'm like, if that's what you're working for,
Yes.
just know why
I
you're
love
working,
it.
and
I
then
love
hopefully it'll build some kind of character, some kind of work ethic in them, or some kind of something that can carry on with them and say, man, those guys, gave me a shot. When they look back, like it's not a lot of people in certain communities doing things to help out.
You're right.
Yeah, it feels good to be able to let them go to the store. Sometimes I'll take them to the store. Me and my partner will take them to the store and be like, man, y'all get what y'all want. I mean, of course, $1, $20 limit, $10, whatever the limit may be for the day. But like, if it's one less stress that you have to not worry about, that's what makes it great. You already worry. You're bogged down with school. You're bogged down with teachers.
Yes.
Got to come home, take the trash
Absolutely.
out.
Absolutely.
Social media pressures.
Oh my God.
Everything like
Especially.
that. So if you could just come in there and let down and have a environment that you're a part of at 10 years old, you know what I mean?
What lesson do you hope that they will take away from that experience with you?
That their work ethic speaks for itself. So as you get
Absolutely.
older, just carry that work ethic with you, and you don't have to explain to yourself who you are.
Okay.
Like your work will speak for itself. It's one of those things that if you start working now, you can say, hey, I might not be a college student. I might be a trade school guy.
Okay.
I might see a dude who looks successful as a barber. I might see a guy that went to welding school or to CDL school, because everybody comes to the barbershop from, Fortune 500 to blue collar, all kinds of
Yes.
people. So
And let's just be real. When it comes to these children, sometimes in their home, they don't see a successful black man.
yeah.
They
That's true.
don't see a black person owning a business.
Yeah, they call me Unc.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
So,
Uncle Mel.
Yeah.
You
And
know,
so they
so-
see you're successful. As a matter of fact, you have a power washing business.
Yes, Triple M Home Services. We do power washing, we do tree trimming, we do
Oh,
grass cutting, ceiling fans, light fixtures, security.
Wow.
It's pretty much whatever you need. We're here to service your home as well, and that's something that came out of necessity.
Wow.
So it's just one of those things that you become a homeowner, you start accumulating stuff and paying people for stuff, and I'm like, I'm pretty good with these things, like what I'm
and
saying.
these kids see you and you give them hope, Mel.
Yeah, but I tell them you can't be too proud to make $1. If you don't want to sweep the floor to make $1, then I can't pay you. I can't help you with that.
I like that. I like that.
If they can see it, and then you go home and your mom or your sister. I've had that happen before. One of my dude's moms, they call, hey, such and such, did you give such and such this money? I said, yeah, he helped me sweep up. Oh, I just want to make sure he didn't do nothing crazy. And I'm like, yeah, it's all right. Like, this was a bonus week. I had a good week, so they had a good week. The more days you come to work, the more money you'll get paid. But I do my best to try to keep them close to me, especially if they don't have the father figure out, or if they want to latch on for the help, or if they have problems in their home or whatever. Like, the barbershop may be a getaway for 30 minutes or an hour. Because we always send them home on curfew. As soon as you get there, what time do you have to be home, young brother? Cool. 15 minutes before that, sweep up one more time. Here go your money. You know what I'm saying? You got a few minutes to go by the store and you can enjoy the rest of your day.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I enjoy it, man. Those guys, and they keep you young too.
Yes.
Yeah, they keep you young because they teach you about the 6-7s and the
I've
crazy
been hearing
dances.
about the
Yeah, they teach you about all of that
Oh
stuff.
my goodness.
Yeah, I still ain't figured it out.
Some of the clients I work with, they talk about 6-7. Miss Ashley, 6-7,
Yeah, I don't know.
And they just fall out laughing. I'm like, well, what's funny?
That's what I'm saying. I don't say it because I don't know. I don't know. I still ain't
Yes.
figured it out. I have a 13-year-old. She
Yes.
hits me with it, and I still have no idea what it means.
Yes.
But if it works for them, it works for
Yes.
them. I don't know.
It
I have
seems
no
like
idea.
your faith has been the thread that tied everything together for you. And as a young Black entrepreneur, that's not really common for a young Black man to have faith the way that you do.
Yeah, that comes from grandma and mom.
Okay.
Yeah, growing up, grandma and mom, you're gonna go to church with grandma every Sunday.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you ever fight going to church? Did you like, I'm not going this Sunday. I'm tired of going to church.
No, we didn't. Yeah, growing up, ain't no fight, ain't no options, ain't no options growing up. You're not rebelling again. That's one place you're not gonna say you're not going. You're going for sure. If grandma, yeah, all of y'all are going. But yeah, no, we ain't had that freedom to rebel as a kid. But I mean, it helps shape who you are as an adult. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? You come from a stern background, a stern support system. As you grow up with your family.
Yes.
So it pays off in the long run. It helps you build character, respect people, things
And
like
with
that.
that being said, what legacy do you hope to leave for your family and your community? What do you want to be remembered by?
Inspiration. Like I would like to inspire somebody, whether it's hard work or if somebody can look and say I want to take an untraditional path, and just to let people know that nothing is impossible. Like you're talking to a guy. I'm an ordained minister. I'm a barber, home service guy. Like
Yes.
just if you have time to do something, give it a try. The worst that you can say is I tried and it didn't work. And even at that point, we just got to find another way to do it. Nothing's impossible. You can do it all.
Okay.
So just to
love
inspire somebody, if I can get somebody watching this or can hear this, just to inspire them, if they can see me, say,
love
man,
it,
I like that guy's work ethic, or I like the way that guy gets down. So
I love it. In closing, I want you to share just a really special nugget. And also, I want you to give the address to your barbershop and invite everybody to come get a haircut.
that's it.
Yeah.
Right on.
Go ahead.
All right. Hey, you can follow me on socials, Instagram, Cash Cut It, KASHKUTIT. The barbershop is Mean Cuts Barbershop, 10,008, 10008, Tidwell Road, 77078. And just come see us, man. We got barbers. We got Blocktician on Master Stylist, multiple barbers. Just come check us out and give us a shot. You're going to leave. It's a great environment. We do sports talk. We do music. We do whatever. Like, just bring whatever topics and come in there and hang out. Just come check us out. It's going to be a wonderful time for you.
Awesome. Hey, guys, this episode reminds us that healing doesn't always take place in a therapist's office. It can actually take place in a barbering chair.
Yes.
In a world that tells men to stay silent, the barbershop has been a place where they can have a voice. So, Mel, once again, thank you for being on Sessions with Sonia.
I appreciate
this was
that.
Totally awesome. I truly believe that the people will be blessed.
Yes.
Thank
And I
you.
can't wait to work together on the Christmas thing. That's going to be wonderful.
Absolutely.
It's going to be wonderful.
All righty.